Hello everyone. We are here with Ms. Preeta Ganesh, Vice President of Wales Group of Institution. Hello, Madam.
Hi.
Madam, can you tell us a few words about yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Preeta Ganesh. I'm currently the Vice President of the Wales Group of Institutions, which is a leading educational management institution in India. And recently, we've also stepped into the UK and Singapore markets. And I'm an alumni of the London School of Economics.
Thank you, ma'am. Now let's move on to the questions. Madam, as an educator, please share with us your experiences and give us your views on the recent developments seen in the educational sector.
Okay. The most important and recent development in the education sector has certainly been the introduction of the new National Education Policy 2020. And it's a forerunner of the huge amount of changes that the education sector is set to undergo. Of course, we still have a long way to go, but this is certainly one important reform in the right direction. And secondly, as we all know, in the midst of a pandemic, the education sector has seen a huge transformation from classroom learning to digital learning and then now blended learning. This has been a period of introspection, reinvention and revival of the sector as a whole. And I think everyone will agree to me when I say that the new developments in terms of the teaching, learning and assessment tools in education and just the collective belief that any adverse situation can be tackled far outweighs the damage the pandemic has caused.
Thank you, madam. Now moving on. Madam, being a second generation educationalist, how do you plan on taking the institutes towards new horizons?
Being a second generation educationalist, I feel I face a completely different set of challenges in terms of quality and overall standards to scale new peaks of achievement. Secondly, we've been in the business for around 30 years now, and things have drastically changed. So I think I have to kind of step in and make certain things more relevant to the current educational landscape and scenario.
Thank you, madam. Now, as the Vice President of the institution, how do you ensure that the institute is run in an efficient and an effective manner?
Okay. My first step in that direction was an assessment of where we currently stand. We took the help of evaluation experts and assessed where we stand now and the way forward with research based on case studies of our competitors and industry benchmarks. And now that that is done, we have a clear roadmap as to all the where we have to improve and how we have to improve. And I'm sure once all the systems are put in place, there'll be no sleep lost in running the institutions in an effective and efficient manner.
Very well put, ma'am. Now, talking about Wales Group of Institutions, what are the core strengths and achievements of the institution?
Okay. So I'm happy to say that in 2021, the institution has marched beyond 29 years, 31,000 students, 6,000 staff, and 36 institutions across India, Singapore, and the UK. And we are probably one of the very few groups across the world that offers education right from PhD, right from pre-KG all the way up to PhD under one single umbrella. Of course, the journey has been amazing. And the group consists of several institutions. In the K-12 sector, we have schools in Chennai that offer CBSE, ICSE, and IGCSE curriculum. And there's one university in Chennai, Vistas, popularly known as Wales University, which is a multidisciplinary university. Apart from that, we have two institutions that are into medicine and dentistry, one each. And we also have many schools pan-India and one school in Singapore and London. So the one common thread that runs across all these institutions is state-of-the-art infrastructure, competent faculty, and a common ideology that prepares students to be the future leaders of tomorrow. Vistas, our university, offers more than 100 courses in modern contemporary learning. And we also offer many skill enhancement or value added courses that prepare students to have a smooth transition from the campus to the corporate world.
Thank you. Now, Wales Group of Institutions houses many research centers. This tells us that a lot of importance is given to research here. What are some of the ways the university promotes research among its students?
As a leading university, our focus has been to provide top-notch research facilities for both our students and faculty. We have a central instrumentation lab into which crores of investment has gone to provide the best facilities in Tamil Nadu. And that is a part of our Center for Advanced Research and Development called CARD. We also have a patent cell and many incubation centers that provide a lot of seed grant and mentorship schemes to students who want to become entrepreneurs tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, the education sector is gradually moving towards the digital age. How is Wales Group of Institutions utilizing this change?
I would say the education industry is not gradually, but very rapidly moving towards digitization. The number of universities and organizations offering online courses has been on a phenomenal rise. And after the onset of the pandemic, this has become more or less the norm rather than the exception. And Wales as a group has taken advantage of all the latest developments in terms of teaching learning methodologies and assessment tools. And we made the best use of it throughout the pandemic. And seeing how well this area is doing, we're also planning to launch online degrees very soon and are also contemplating developing e-content using artificial intelligence and virtual learning so that our students get an immersive learning experience and enjoy the learning process.
Thank you, madam. Now, what are your thoughts on the new education policy and how will it affect the educational sector?
It's a very important reform that is going to change the entire Indian educational scenario from the age-old rote learning to conceptual learning. Implementation will be slow as with any big change, and there are going to be a lot of voices for it and against it. In terms of higher education, there'll be a lot more autonomy with affiliations going out in a 15-year window and allowing the top 100 foreign universities to operate in India is certainly going to raise the standards of our Indian counterparts and is also going to retain the best of students and faculty back in India. With respect to school education, no board exams for students in 10th grade or board exams not being as serious as they were before is going to reduce the stress of a lot of students, and importance given to vocational training and internships is very welcome because the rigidity in the system before did not give us scope for training in vocational sciences. And a very debatable topic is the mother tongue becoming the medium of instruction for students until grade 5. As a nation, we're all obsessed with English and English medium schools. However, that does give us a certain comparative global advantage when we go outside of India. Better late than never. Now is the best time to start. I hope that the Indian educators see the light at the end of the tunnel very soon.
Very well put, madam. Now, as I was researching the Institute's official website, I noticed that Wales Group of Institutions has a very cordial relationship with international institutes. How does this benefit the student?
Well, the students get a head start in the career options that they are interested in. some of the representatives from these international universities visit our campuses, interact with our students, and guide them as to the various courses available and the universities they can study in and all the processes required. And our university is tied up with many collaborative partners abroad. So students here can do their basic training or first few years of study at Wales University and then move on or graduate from universities abroad.
Ma'am, what do you think should be the Wales group of institutions' top priority for the next 10 years?
Okay. So I have a long-term vision. My aim for the university is to become an institution of eminence in India and to digitize all the processes, because pen and paper is becoming really difficult and the world is moving towards digitization because of more accountability and the kind of reports we're able to see and get at our fingertips. Now with expansion, I also aim to incorporate a lot of youngsters into the system and combine that with the experience of our senior staff.
Any message that you would like to share with the coming youth and the aspiring students?
Children should look at treading the unknown path, and also India being one of the countries with the youngest population holds a promising future full of innovators, leaders and problem solvers of tomorrow. So children should make the best use of all the opportunities that come their way and let their minds and hearts lead them into the promising future that awaits. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. It was really nice interacting with you.
My pleasure.